Welcome to English Podcast Academy. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm so happy you're here. You've already done something powerful just by clicking on this video. Learning grammar doesn't have to be hard or boring. Not here, not now, not with English Podcast Academy. Here's what we're doing in today's lesson. First, I'll teach you how the present perfect continuous tense works with 6 simple tips. Then, we'll practice together. You'll repeat full sentences out loud with me. And finally, we'll end with a short story that shows you how this tense sounds in real life. So just listen, relax, and let English settle into your ears. Let's begin. Tip 1. The structure is have, has been, plus a verb ending in ing. This is the heart of the present perfect continuous tense. It's all about something that started in the past and is still going on now, or has just recently stopped, but still matters. The structure is simple but specific. You always start with have or has, depending on the subject. Then comes been. And finally, you add the ing form of the verb. That's the formula. Have, has, plus been, plus ing. For example, I have been working. That means I started working before now, and I'm still doing it, or I've just finished. She has been studying. She started earlier, and her books are probably still open. Here's the key thing to remember. Been is always in the middle. You can't say, I have working. That's incorrect. You need that little helper word, been, to connect the two parts. It's what makes the tense flow. So whether you're saying, we have been talking, he has been sleeping, or they have been playing, that structure stays the same. Once you get used to hearing it, it starts to feel natural. And soon, you won't even think about the rule. You'll just feel the rhythm of it. Tip 2. We use it for actions that started in the past and are still happening now. This is one of the most common and powerful uses of the present perfect continuous. It helps you describe something that began earlier, maybe days, months, even years ago, and is still true right now. For example, I have been learning English for 2 years. That means you didn't just start yesterday. You began some time ago. And you're still on the journey. You're still watching videos, listening to podcasts, repeating phrases. The action is not finished. It's ongoing. This tense gives your sentence a sense of time, of movement. It says, I'm still in this. Here are a few more examples. She has been working at the same job since 2021. She started back then, and she's still showing up every day. They have been building that house for 6 months. It began months ago, and the construction is still happening. This tense is especially helpful when you want to talk about effort, habits, and progress. Like, I've been reading more lately. He's been going to the gym every morning. You're not just saying what happened. You're saying, this matters now because it's still happening. So when you think about something that's still going on, something that hasn't stopped, something that's part of your life right now, the present perfect continuous is exactly what you need. It shows commitment, consistency, and momentum, all in just a few words. Tip 3. It shows that something is continuous, not finished yet. This tense is perfect when you want to express that something hasn't ended. It started in the past, and it's still happening, right now, in this moment. Take this sentence. She has been waiting for 30 minutes. You can feel it, right? She's probably checking her watch, looking around, maybe getting a little impatient. The key point is, she's still waiting. The action began before, but it hasn't stopped. That's why this tense fits perfectly. It's not just about time. It's about that feeling of being stuck in the middle of something. It tells the listener, this isn't over. Here are some more examples that work the same way. I have been thinking about what you said. That means I started thinking earlier, and the thoughts are still with me. They have been studying all morning. It's lunchtime now, but they're still at their desks, surrounded by notes. The studying hasn't ended. This tense adds a kind of emotional weight to your words. It's not just what happened, it's what's still happening. It shows focus, effort, waiting, wondering, doing, all in progress. So when you want to express that something is still happening, that you're right in the middle of it, this is the tense to use. It's not finished. It's still unfolding. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Tip 4, it often includes words like for and since. These two little words, for and since, are often your best friends when using the present perfect continuous. Why? Because this tense is all about how long something has been happening, and for and since help you show that time clearly. Let's break it down. Use since when you want to show the starting point, the exact moment something began, like, they've been living here since 2018. That tells us exactly when they moved in. They started living there in 2018, and they're still living there now. Here's another one. I've been working here since January. Since the first month of the year, this person has shown up day after day. They're still working. The action hasn't ended. Now, use for when you want to talk about the amount of time something has continued. Like, we've been working for 5 hours. You're not saying when you started, just that you've been at it for a long time and you're probably tired by now. Or, she's been studying for 2 weeks. That shows effort, consistency, and time invested, without needing to mention a specific date. Here's a simple way to remember it. Since, when it started. For equals how long it's been. And the present perfect continuous is the perfect tense to combine with both. It adds depth. It shows that something hasn't just happened. It's been happening. You're not just interested in the action, you're interested in the duration. So next time you want to say how long something has been going on, whether it's hours, days, or years, don't forget these two little words, for and since. They help you tell the full story. Tip 5. It's great for talking about how long something has been happening. One of the most common reasons we use the present perfect continuous is to answer the question, how long? This tense is built for it. It lets you talk about duration. How much time has passed while something has been going on? Take this example. How long have you been studying? It's a natural, everyday question. Maybe your friend sees you with your books open and wants to know when you started. And the answer? I've been studying all morning. That tells us the action started hours ago, and it hasn't stopped. You're still focused, still working, still in it. This tense gives you the power to express time plus effort. It's not just I study, it's I've been studying. It shows the process, the progress, the ongoing part of the action. Here are a few more examples to make it stick. How long have they been dating? They've been dating for 3 years. Still together. Still going strong. How long has she been feeling sick? She's been feeling sick since yesterday. You can hear the concern. The action isn't finished, and the tense shows that clearly. This tense helps you describe things that take time. Relationships, habits, emotions, even weather. It's been raining all day. You're not just saying what the weather is. You're saying how long it's been like that. So whenever someone asks you, how long have you been learning English? How long have you been waiting? How long have you been working on this? The present perfect continuous is exactly what you need to answer. It's simple, it's real, and it helps you show time, not just in minutes or hours, but in experience. Tip 6. You can also use it for recent, emotional, or intense situations. The present perfect continuous isn't just for talking about time. Sometimes we use it to describe things that are emotional, heavy, or intense, especially when those feelings are still in the air, even if the action has just ended. Take this sentence. She's been crying. Maybe she's not crying anymore, but you can still see it in her eyes, hear it in her voice. The emotion hasn't left yet. The moment is still raw, still real. That's what this tense captures, not just what happened, but how it still lingers. Or, he's been thinking about it a lot. You're not saying when he started. You're saying his mind has been full, busy, maybe even stressed, and he's probably still thinking about it right now. The action might pause, but the feeling stays close. This tense is also great for describing the after effects of something intense. They've been arguing. You say it even after the shouting stops, because the tension is still in the room. Or, I've been worrying about her. You may not be actively worrying this second, but it's been on your mind, and it still matters. In real conversations, this use is powerful. It shows empathy. It shows connection. It tells people, this isn't just about time. It's about how someone feels. So even if the action is over, if the emotion is still present, this tense fits perfectly. It lets you describe those human moments, the ones that are harder to measure, but easy to feel. And when you use English to talk about feelings this way, it stops sounding like a textbook and starts sounding like you. Now, let's say some sentences together. Say them out loud. Let your voice get used to the sound. I have been studying all day. She has been working since 8 o'clock. They've been waiting for a long time. He hasn't been sleeping well lately. Have you been exercising recently? We've been learning a lot today. Let's repeat the last two again, clearly with me. Have you been exercising recently? We've been learning a lot today. Nice work. Keep speaking. Your fluency grows every time you do. Let's end with a short story that shows this tense in real life, calm, gentle, and true to how life really feels. It's late evening. The sky is dark, the windows are fogged, and the world outside is quiet. Noah is sitting by the window, holding a mug of warm tea in both hands. The cup is slightly chipped, but it's his favorite. It always feels comforting. He has been reading the same book all afternoon. The pages are worn from use, and he's not rushing through it. He's pausing often, thinking, rereading a line or two. It's not about finishing. It's about being present. Each chapter pulls him in gently, and he's been completely lost in it for hours. Outside, the rain hasn't stopped. It has been falling since noon. Soft, steady, endless. It taps against the glass like a quiet rhythm, keeping time with his thoughts. The streetlights reflect off wet pavement, and puddles dance as the drops continue. The city feels slower in the rain, more thoughtful. Next to him, his dog is curled up in a soft blanket, sleeping peacefully. His breathing is slow and steady, matching the stillness of the room. Everything feels safe, still, uncomplicated. Noah smiles. He has been thinking about how fast life moves, how days blur, how weeks disappear, how we're always chasing the next thing. But today feels different. It feels slower, quieter, more real. And sometimes that's all we need. A little space, a little pause, a little peace. You've just learned the present perfect continuous tense, clearly, step by step. You didn't just memorize it. You listened to it. You felt it in a real story. You practiced speaking it out loud. You've made it part of your English, not in a stressful way, but in a way that sticks. That's how real progress happens, not all at once, not in a rush, but in small, focused moments, like this one. So come back anytime you need a refresher, revisit the practice, replay the story, or move forward and explore the next tense in the series. I'm Olivia, and I'll be right here, ready for you. Until then, take care of yourself. And remember, even quiet moments are powerful.